Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will take this obligation freely, without any mental reservations or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I am about to enter. So help me God. This is a powerful statement that every single military member, past, present, and future, has said in some variation. This is the fundamental level of our military mission, and it contains so much meaning. To start with, the first line of the oath of office says, I do solemnly swear or affirm. This is about personal responsibility. It's a public statement that those who take this oath have committed to a higher cause and take full responsibility for what that entails. It is a point of recognition and leaves no doubt that this individual is pledging their self to the words of the oath. The next part states that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States. An officer needs to be familiar with their oath. This is not simply saying to obey orders, but rather to support and defend the Constitution. This encompasses much more than the President or the officers above you, but it's all parts of the government and the Constitution. This is an amazing statement as it gives freedom and flexibility to our officers. However, it does come with a vast amount of responsibility. In comparison, I'd like to read with you the Russian military oath. It reads, unquestionably, to carry out the requirements of all military regulations and orders of commanders and superiors. This leaves no freedom, and freedom is what our country is all about. It's these things that separate us from other countries, that we place faith and freedom in our officers. Sometimes this freedom puts our officers in difficult situations with tough decisions to make, especially considering the next part of the oath, which reads, against all enemies, foreign and domestic. This part of the oath binds the officer and ensures that they put aside bias and all else for the sake of our country. An officer's friend one day could very well be his enemy the next, and taking this oath represents a steadfastness of virtue, loyalty, and diligence beyond the call of normal men. It means that the new age and upcoming officers will have to think ahead of our enemy and plan strategically to protect our home front while working within the laws of our country. It is a difficult challenge, to say the least, but one that I have complete faith that our new recruits will be able to tackle. The next part of the oath ties directly in with faith and loyalty, and it says this, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. This is making a direct statement to ensure there is no miscommunication, that the officers stated that they have full and complete faith in the Constitution and democracy as we know it, that they will uphold the values and pledge their loyalty to them unconditionally. This is placing service before self and putting all other things aside. The next statement says that I will take this obligation freely, without any mental reservations or purpose of evasion. This is a reiteration statement and provides more integrity to the oath. It means at the time this oath is made, the individual has no excuses, no reason they can fall back on in the future that would invalidate their oath. It is the foundation of all armed services core values concerning integrity and honor. It is a simple statement, but one that will guide our officers in the times that they face arduous and ethical decisions. While officers face these decisions, they must do so to the best of their ability. And that is the next part of the oath, which reads, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of which I am about to enter. This statement epitomizes the Air Force's core value of service before self, the Navy and Marines' core value of commitment, and the Army's core value of duty. It means that those accepting this oath are going to aggressively pursue the mastery of their duties, that they will embrace the whole person concept and gain a breadth of experience to matriculate into a fine officer. This is their charge, and our country's future depends on it. The final part of this oath is the statement, so help me God. This statement has been considered the most controversial of all statements in the oath due to its religious backgrounds and its literal translation. While I maintain a belief in God personally, and I apply this statement literally, it is not meant to be interpreted in only one way. Some of our forefathers, such as Washington and Lincoln, specifically mention the Christian God in their statements concerning our country. However, this statement is for all religions and spiritual beliefs. This segment of the oath is meant to be universally interpreted as the highest commitment one can make by swearing to the highest power a person knows. Whether a person is religious, calls their deity God, is spiritual or an atheist, they all have some type of moral commitments to societal norms. And if that happens to be their highest moral commitment, then that is what this statement wants to extrapolate. It is meant to harness the pure spiritual energy of a person's moral makeup and to stamp their statement with its seal, thereby saying, I swear by the highest power I know of that I will uphold this oath. To you, getting ready to say this oath, I say thank you. Thank you for standing up to fill the enormous shoes of those before you. Thank you for having the constitution, the bravery, and the integrity to say this oath of office. Thank you for embarking on a journey that will lead to the perpetual protection of billions of people's lives, rights, and freedoms. Thank you on behalf of the myriad of other countries you're to soon help to include your own. And finally, I want to give you my personal thanks for stepping up to protect my family, my wife, and my son, and those dearest to me. Remember all these things I've said today. Internalize them and carry them with you as you move forward in your officership. Remember those whom you protect, and all of us here now saying that we are proud of you. And most of all, remember to embrace life, have fun, make memories, laugh, cry along the way, and enjoy becoming a part of the world's most impressive, technologically advanced, and well-trained military force. To all veterans out there, I say this: with all my capacity, all my being, and all the power I have, I will ensure that you are never forgotten, that you are always honored, and that you are given the dues that you deserve. My family will be raised to honor and respect your sacrifices, and to attend your ceremonies, and to love the freedoms you all have fought for. I can think of no better way to honor all of you than to carry on each day in your footsteps, hoping to fill the enormous shoes that you left behind. I thank each and every one of you. Have a wonderful Veterans Day, and God bless. At this time, I'd like to call up all of those who are about to take the oath of office. Please come forward.
Lord.